excitement. Harbaugh's here because I think he's the bait, the shiny bait that the Giants need to bring more exciting players to New York or New Jersey.
Take it easy.
All right.
I say take it easy, and I'll tell you why. Because while John Harbaugh is a generational guy, a guy that could really make a difference, I mean, it's not like he was coaching a bunch of hobos and fell short. He didn't make the playoffs with the Ravens, who are pretty good on paper.
Hobo.
Many of us chose the Ravens to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl
this
this year.
Fit, and you know that. You're not doing anything different on Fox Sports that you did at ESPN. But what? It's working here. Why?
Fit.
So I'm just throwing that out there, something to think about.
Okay. I'm just saying, Jersey Johnny. I guess, listen, if you're a Giants fan and you went 4-13, there should be we're pumped up. Like, what's the alternative? You go with some coach that no one cares about? You got John Harbaugh, and it happened quickly, which means
this, by the way, because the first report I heard was the Giants. We actually mentioned it on yesterday's show. The update was the Giants were going so aggressive at Harbaugh, it's likely that something's going to happen. Then we heard, well, he's not even going to meet with the Falcons now because they're pushing so hard. And then it seemed like minutes later, it was official. It was on.
Are you saying the Falcons
God.
were that girl that's like, you could do anything to me?
Yeah. So, and he was like,
Hold up.
Yo, I got a question for you guys. I know Jay Stu's still in the studio, and he's a big Bachelor guy. And I always find it interesting on a show, like a dating show like The Bachelor, where the guy has to pretend he's into a lot of these girls for the ruse and the
optics
of the show. But Covino and I agree. If you put us in a room of 25 good-looking, well-rounded women,
I'd narrow it down to 5 real quick.
You can narrow it down to 5, and then maybe get to know those 5 and be like, all right, she's my match. But
that happened to you that time with the Nets dancers, remember?
Yeah. Immediately.
You could be pleasantly surprised, though. Yeah. Someone else might make the cut.
Yeah, someone that you might not be initially
attracted
to,
right
her personality shines. But for the most part, those shows, you really could be like, all right, you 20, I'm sure you're amazing, but not for me. Harbaugh must have really just did the anti-Bachelor where he's like, listen, I know, no ruse. Atlanta, I'm not coming there. Hey, Cleveland, save your breath. Like, he might have really just took the approach of, listen, New York, if you're going to roll out the red carpet, you're sort of where I want to go, so I don't want to waste anyone else's time. Let's get it done, and that way we could all just move along with our day.
But I'm also sure that Dark gave the thumbs up, and vice versa. I'm sure that was like, yeah, we're willing to do this, and I believe in this kid. I think he's great. I'm sure he believes in some of these young players and some of the moves that they're willing and promising to make his coaching there go smoother.
So I got a question
Remember,
for everyone.
He had a list of demands.
Yeah, he said he wanted a fish tank. He wanted Taylor ham sandwiches every morning in Jersey. And,
do you think every one of those demands got met?
And green M&Ms.
I would imagine if he was throwing it out there like that, right?
Yeah.
If he said, Danny, he wanted $20 million at least a year plus $10 million for his personnel and
GM.
Didn't he want some $100 bars always on standby or something?
He said full stock of baby oil and 100 bars.
He wanted a New York Giants helmet filled with ice cream and nude pictures of B. Arthur.
Yeah,
gold toilet
all
seats
these things.
and black toilet paper.
So all of these
and
things.
reportedly, Rich, remember in Baltimore, he wanted his OC Monken to stay in place, and the front office wasn't with that. And the news is that Monken's going to come over with him to the Giants.
Well, that's Monken unbelievable.
You're saying you don't want my guy? I'm going to take my guy with me.
So I got a great question to start the show with. I mean, we're at 10 minutes in. But
well, the first question is, and feel free to chime in, 877-99 on Fox, at Covino and Rich, at Fox Sports Radio on social media, or the live chat, like we said, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube.
Let me get that running.
We changed it from slow down or pump up to take it easy or pump it up. You got to pump it up. Do you pump your fist in excitement or do you take it easy?
If you're a Giants fan, do you pump it up? Oh, ooh, Harbaugh's here. Or do you say, take it easy? You're 4-13. There's still a lot of work to be done.
It's GTH, bro. Jim Tanning Harbaugh.
I'll say this. Even though the Giants have won 2 Super Bowls, I'm not going to compare them to the lowly Marlins, but there is an analogy in place. The Marlins are always sort of like mediocre or not good, but back in the late 90s, early 2000s, like every so often the Marlins just found a way to win a World Series, and it would erase all the suck.
Yeah, but you're forgetting that the season started with Russell Wilson. It's not like Dart was the guy from the start.
Well,
it was a difficult road to climb. Scatterboo was really bringing it and then got hurt.
You're sort of making my point. My point is the Giants, because they beat the undefeated Patriots and because they beat the Giants, they beat the Patriots again in the Super Bowl, and Eli won too. We forget that there are plenty of years where the Giants were average or stunk. Like the Giants, the analogy would be a team like Drew Brees and Sean Payton and the Saints. We're probably 12-4 and 13-3, 11-5 every year, and they just fell short. The Giants were good every so often, but when they were good, they just happened to win the Super Bowl. So the Giants have never really had long-term success. And that's a fact. I know this. We lived in New York. Giant fans were always frustrated. And you'd be like, yeah, but you won a Super Bowl. They're like, yeah, but when we don't win a Super Bowl, we're not.
They want the number one seed. They want the division title. They want the home field advantage. And then they'd squeeze in and they'd reel off wins and go win it.
Yeah, hold on. Now I got to just prove my own point. Hold on. Giants.
That's the fact, Jack.
This Giants season by season NFL, because you'd be shocked at
how long they've stunk.
Well, no, but
they were 9-7 when they won a Super Bowl. I think they were a wild card. They were at 9-7 one year.
You're Danny G, Iowa Sam. You guys are 100%.
Me. I get the credit.
You get the 100% right on. But all right, let's go to the 2000s and the late 90s. All right, the Giants, the New York Football Giants. When they won the Super Bowl, they were 10-6. The year before that, they were 8-8. Then they were 12-4 and lost right away in the playoffs. Then 8-8, 10-6, 9-7, 7-9, 6-10, 6-10, 11-5, 3-13, 5-11, 4-12, 6-10, 4-13, 9-7 and 1, 6-11, 3-14, 4-13. The Giants have stunk for the most part.
For a while.
They're not good. It just you almost get it's an illusion because of those Giants beating the Patriots moments that are historic. Other than that, they stink. So Harbaugh could be the first guy to bring them long-term success in a long time. So here's part 2 of the question. Part 1, I love, Covino, which is do you pump it up Jersey style? Jim Tanning and Harbaugh? Or do you take it east, Soprano style? Part 2 of the question. What suck disappears first? The Giants or the Raiders? These are two teams that stink, but both teams that on paper, after the offseason and coaching and draft picks, could very well turn it around. Who do you think could have their suck disappear quicker?
Okay, trick question. Because we don't know how the chips are going to fall with the Raiders yet as far as coaching. I mean, we got one domino. One domino fell. We know that. Harbaugh in New York. We assume Mendoza will be a Raider. Who's coaching the Raiders? Give me a good educated guess on who you think it's going to be, and then I'll give you my answer.
Let's say it's Kevin Stefanski. I don't know. Danny, you're a Raiders guy, so you probably have your updates. What do you think?
Yeah, the Raider beat writers right now are guessing Clint Kubiak is the leader.
Oh, okay. So Clint Kubiak, offensive-minded guy. Tom Brady in the building. Fernando Mendoza, Brock Bowers, Genti, and like we said, you spend every piece of equity or draft picks or free agent money on line. Maybe a receiver. Line. Danny,
well, you're not going to
unbiased.
like this answer, but I think both of them
Don't
are going
forget
to
to
turn it around.
throw a corner in there.
And, Rich, you're acting like it's impossible, but we saw it with the Bears, worst to first. We saw it with the Patriots, worst to first. All it takes is the right connection, the right chemistry, the right coaching with the right quarterbacks, people to develop. I think the Giants and the Raiders might have a good turnaround next season, but I think based on what we know so far, the Giants is the answer. Well, Giants over Raiders as far as who improves the most.
The Giants have lost 10 or more games in 8 of the last 10 seasons. They're double-digit losers.
But we've seen other teams turn it around real quick. Why would you say just because they're the Giants? Just because they have that stigma? Because of what they've been? they're not that team anymore with all these new people.
The Giants would have an equal reputation of the Jets had they not had these miraculous, again, they were 2 Super Bowl runs, so again, it's hard to take that away, but other than those 2 runs, and Sam's right, one of them was as a 9-7 road dog wild card team. If they didn't have those runs, their highlights would have been the equivalent of a Mark Sanchez Jets team, and you would have been like, yeah, both New York teams equally stink, because they do, other than
Phil McConkey and Bavaro would have been the last great memories.
Yeah, they would have, the way
Phil Simms days.
The way the Mets glorified Darryl Strawberry, the Giants would still be talking about Phil Simms' blonde mullet.
All right, so we open it up now. It's an exciting day. Last night was an exciting night.
Who
for Giants
erases the suck first? Danny, I go to you because you're a Raiders fan.
I think honestly, I gave you my answer. I think it's the Giants. And that's not to knock the excitement I still have to see where the Raiders go. The whole Fernando Mendoza storyline is so dope. So I say that respectfully, Danny G.
Yeah, and I think the Raiders have more work to do on the defensive side of the ball compared to the Giants. The Giants have a head start on the Raiders. So, yeah, the Giants have a way better chance of moving forward faster.
Is it a...
So which suck would disappear first?
Is it a redonkulous? Is it a redonkulous prop bet to say I'm going to parlay that the Giants and Raiders both make the postseason next year?
I don't think it's crazy.
You might get good odds on that.
Yeah,
we've seen it.
I mean, but think about it.
Before.
For the Raiders moving forward, an 8-win season would be good.
Yeah.
They just want to see some growth in the right direction.
All right, so look at the 2 teams we're focusing on, the Raiders and the Giants. It's I know people say comparison is the thief of joy, right? That's a good saying. I agree with that. Comparison is the thief of joy. You go look on Instagram.
Is that why I'm so sad watching all the fun people have on vacation on social media?
Go on Instagram. I saw a girl do a great clip on social media, believe it or not. She goes, you go on social media, everyone's hot. Look around real life.
They're not.
You go weeks without seeing like a really hot person, but on social media, every scroll there's like a girl that's got a great ass and abs.
Where are all these hotties at?
They're all in Malibu.
No,
yeah,
you know
I was like,
they're
where are all the hot people?
They're at the Whole Foods across the street, bro. That's where they are.
Because honestly, on social media, you would think everyone's hot. In
they're
real
shopping
life,
around in their yoga pants.
in real life, every day you just see a lot of mutants. So I think you got to keep it real here. Even though comparison is the thief of joy, the Giants are in a division where the Eagles look like they're lost in the sauce. A.J. Brown's probably gone. That team's psychologically not there. Washington had a big down year. The Cowboys are always in a flux of confusion. And you see the Giants there, and you're like, maybe there's an opportunity. The Raiders still have to compete with a Chiefs team with Andy Reid that will clearly want to revamp and be competitive again.
Can I take you back to
Mahomes.
that photo, though? That photo of Scadaboo and Dart when things were clicking for that small portion of the year where they really look exciting.
You don't care what I have to say.
I'm just saying, I feel like you're forgetting that.
No, you don't care what I have to say.
I do care.
I read an article that said if you interrupt someone mid-sentence, that means you just don't care what they're saying.
Were you doing research on why people get frustrated with you? Because you do it all the time.
Oh, yeah. Want to do a count?
Yeah, I would. I would like to do it.
I don't care.
Because word for word, I think it's like 1,000 to 100 if you want to do a word count on this show. If we had like a punch stat, like a CompuBox stat for punches.
You think I say
Rich,
10 times more stuff than you?
Without a doubt.
Then I should get paid more. Let me write this down.
So it's like I'm playing a game of double dutch. I have to throw in my comments or else I never get anything in.
David Letterman would never let any of his guests finish a sentence. He'd always start the next questions. That's just it's a strategy for both of you. It's fine.
Sorry. I didn't know you were Mr. Sensitive Pants.
You don't want no gaps, no silence.
I didn't know Rich
downtime.
had his sensitive pants on today. Because I'm excited about the Giants. I thought it was pump it up or take it easy. All you had to do was say take it easy.
Oh, man.
I'm pumped up.
I thought these were Travis Matthew pants.
You forget I'm from Jersey.
They're sensitive pants. You're right.
You were talking about the AFC West, and Andy Reid's going to want to revamp
and he didn't care about
the Chiefs.
I was saying your division has the number 1 seed Denver Broncos, the Chiefs, who clearly are not going to want to be, down and out too long. They got Mahomes and Andy Reid. And you also have the Chargers, who, while they looked like ass last week, they still made the playoffs and won 11 games, and they have Herbert and Harbaugh. So
and they're also going to revamp their O-line.
You know what it's like, Danny? It's like looking at the Cardinals in the NFC West and saying, my goodness, you could do whatever you want to try to revamp that team, but you're still in the same division as Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Mike McDonald, and, 3 teams.
The division that was kicking everyone's butt last weekend?
A division that broke record. 3 teams won 12 or more games. Good luck, Cardinals. And unfortunately, that's the Raiders' obstacle.
No one's saying they're going all the way. You're saying they're going to be a lot better next year. Could they go all the way? Anything could happen. They're going to be better, a lot better. Everybody's going to revamp, but I think the Giants have a way head start with Harbaugh, an exciting quarterback, an exciting running back coming back.
Yeah, we also need to put
and receiver.
We also need to put the Falcons into this mix because on defense, they're ahead of both of those teams. The question mark for them is quarterback.
If the Falcons,
Dude, don't think for a second that Harbaugh didn't he had all these requirements to go there, right?
Yeah.
You don't think that he's like, yeah, but I'm only going there if you're getting X, Y, and Z as far as players as well. They're going to get so many more weapons. He didn't go there just to suck.
Yeah, but
there's no way.
You can't guarantee players want to sign with you.
But they're already good.
You have to make a commitment.
But he's the reason they're going to want to go there now.
And I think what makes this fun, Covino, we talked about Scadaboo and, of course, Jackson Dart. On the other side with Las Vegas, imagine Fernando Mendoza. He walks in with a lot of holes and question marks on the roster, but he does get to throw the ball to Brock Bowers and hand it off to Ashton Genty, who's exciting to watch. And Genty almost ran for 1,000 yards behind that pitiful O-line.
And, because I'm not hating on the Raiders, you got Brady there, man. This guy...
Who is going to take a more prominent role, right?
He's going to take him under his wing. I mean, that's incredible. What young player of that stature, like a Mendoza type, wouldn't want to have a Brady on your side? It's amazing. So I'm excited for both teams, but to answer your question, I'm still sticking with the Giants here.
Falcons,
prisoner of the moment, maybe.
Falcons is an interesting one, Danny, because while I know they didn't make the playoffs, they were in a 3-way tie, technically.
Yeah.
And that division's so mediocre
They're
that the
one
Falcons,
game away.
The Falcons, we said that game they lost to the Jets. They beat the Jets. They're the ones that win that division at 9-8.
Yeah.
I think the Falcons, you could argue that they'd be the preseason favorites to win that division with some changes.
And then you have Myles Garrett in the Browns, another team like the Falcons, great defense, but on the offensive side, who's their quarterback?
Is it going to be Shador? You think Shador is their go-to? What's Deshaun Watson's story? I feel naive.
They said they're going to keep him and let him compete for the QB job next season.
I mean, you mean the guy they're paying like $1 billion?
And that's the only reason they're keeping him around.
But not only that.
I do at that point.
Not only that, Covino. Deshaun Watson, didn't the owner already call him a mistake? I remember we thought because he said that there's no way he sticks around, but is there a team that you think would want to take on Deshaun Watson and any of that money?
No. Hell no.
Zero chance.
Yeah.
Hell to the nah.
No, hell to
the nah.
No way. Yeah. So now we open it up to you, Fox Sports Radio Nation. It's a 2-part doozy. Take it easy. The Giants stink. Or do you get pumped up? And which suck will disappear first? The Raiders or the Giants, based on all the news and all the moving parts? We'll take your phone calls and stick around because we got CNR Show and Tell. You can see some of the stuff we brought in now at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. We'll talk about it later on. And Old School and 50 Hits, we throw it back on a Thursday. In about a half hour from now, we got more Covino and Rich. And your phone calls next. Fox Sports Radio.
Now, if you are facing hiring headaches, staffing your business, we know it's complex. High turnover, skill gaps, ever-changing regulations. It could slow growth and drain your resources. That's where Express Employment Professionals comes into play. With decades of staffing expertise, Express connects you to a larger pool of qualified candidates,
helping you reduce turnover and build the right size workforce. Get started at expresspros.com. Need to flex your staff for peak seasons or special projects? Express Employment Pros offers contract staffing so you can scale up or down with ease, preventing burnout and boosting productivity.
If you're worried about compliance, Express stays on top of ever-changing employment laws, and they recognize excellence. They're recognized every year for excellence. In fact, earning Clearly Rated's Best of Staffing Client and Talent Awards, plus the Diamond Award for Client Satisfaction. So don't let hiring challenges hold your business back. Visit expresspros.com to find the local office and discover how Express Employment Pros can help you hire smarter and faster.
If hiring is taking you away from growing your business, get the support you need from Express. Don't spend your time weeding through spam online applicants. Hire faster with Express. Express Employment Pros, building your workforce, supporting your success. Boo. There's two other superstars in football and basketball that are toying around with the retirement idea. Let's talk football first, because Stephen A. went on this rant today saying, I think Kelsey's going to retire after this season. No big stretch, because I believe it too. I was surprised he came back this season. And now they're what? 6-7, and they're out of it. What more to play for? The guy's done it all. You think he's going to come back for like the rebuilding of a Chiefs organization? The guy's on his way out. No one wants to be a detriment to their team either. And I'm not saying he is, but if they're going to look younger and build, and Mahomes needs some good receivers, young receivers, I don't know if Kelsey's in the mix. His priorities are different.
Okay.
He already has a career in broadcasting. He has a bride-to-be. You know, the future's bright for him elsewhere.
Hit me with option number 2.
So Kelsey, again, Stephen A. talking about it today, and it's gone viral. Then the other one is LeBron, but hear me out, because people are saying he's got like one more year left. LeBron, it's season 23. That's his magic number, right? 23rd season. Let's say, and I would never wish this upon anybody, but I think teams like OKC would be in their way, right?
You mean the 23-1 OKC?
But let's say, and I would never wish this, Rich. I would never, ever wish this, but this is sports. Let's say someone on OKC gets hurt. Not wishing it on anybody. I'm knocking wood, in fact, right?
Yeah.
That opens up the lane even more for a Lakers team who's hot. They're playing good. They got young, they got veterans, they got old, they got everything.
Can't disagree.
Right? Let's say the Lakers win, and it's his 23rd season, magic number, last win, last hurrah. You don't think he retires? My question is, who's more likely to retire, a la Cejudo style, after this season, Kelsey or LeBron, if they win?
I have an obvious
I think LeBron's going to still play one more year.
I think the answer is obvious.
Kelsey?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? I thought for sure you would say.
And I'll explain.
Maybe it's not as obvious as maybe we don't need that wrench of Lakers winning then.
I think LeBron's proven it all.
Okay.
And if there's no path to a championship, and there's teams that are in his way, like you said, the Lakers are a top, I would say 3 to 5 team in the NBA. The Lakers look good. It's fun to watch the Lakers.
Dude, Reeves putting up crazy numbers. They're comparing him to stat-wise to Kobe Bryant now.
I'm just saying they're
using the word superstar to describe Austin Reeves.
Exactly.
Now.
They've already sort of moved past LeBron being the centerpiece. That's Luka now.
Yeah. But a major piece still.
You know, Austin Reeves, and they may go after another big star if LeBron were to walk away. I think Travis Kelce, I'll look at it this way. You know when you have a lot in the future? I know recently you were like, in your mind, you're like, dude, I got my daughter's Sweet 16, then I got this. And when you have all these things on the horizon, right, you try to cram things in, and you don't. My point is this. He's getting married June 13th. They made the announcement, him and Taylor Swift, June 13th.
He's got a top 25 podcast making millions.
13, her little lucky number symbolic. So they're getting married. And then I bet you within a year, because, you know, they're at the age, they have every resource possible, they're going to have a kid. And I bet you that he runs it back one more time. After the career he's had, I don't think you go out the one time you don't make the playoffs. I feel like it's like Tom Brady wouldn't want to go away. You remember Tom Brady, the last interception he threw for the Patriots? It's like, you're not going to go out like that.
I think he's not in Cypress Hill. He's on the Chiefs.
I'm not going out like that.
We ain't going out like that. We ain't going out. I think that gives him more reason to be like, it's over. Like, this run is over.
He has a very bright post-football career, but it's almost like once you stop, you're never going to go back, right? So if he has any desire to play one more time, where I think LeBron could, with all good conscience, I played with my son, I've won on 3 different teams. It's a good question. Your thoughts at 877-99 on Fox.
Well, you and I thought it was obvious, and you and I completely disagree.
Yeah,
I think if anyone's going to retire, it's Kelsey. And I think LeBron's got like one more year because when he announced it already and taken in that farewell tour.
I'm looking at it from another angle. You're saying who's going to retire. I'm saying who would want to run it back more, and I think LeBron doesn't need to. Kelsey would not want to go out like this. Dan Byer, what say you? And let's get an update, man. What's up?
I'm not breaking a tie, but I am siding with Covino. I think Kelsey. I think it's at the end of the rope.
Oh.
Yes, and I think that LeBron, even with the Lakers' success this season, which has mostly been without him, that he wants that farewell tour that Covino mentioned, and I still think that there's an opportunity he would go and play elsewhere next year.
Yeah, man.
To try to do it on his own terms.
Yeah, with LeBron, don't you think if it was his end, we would know it? I think so. So when it comes to Harbaugh and the Giants, take it east or pump it up.
Oh!
Covino and Rich. And by the way, if you're watching on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR, we're pumping it up in the studio, Fox Sports Radio studio. But on this Throwback Thursday, we're taking it back to grade school and doing something called CNR Show and Tell. We're not going to share what it is until later on, but you could see it if you're on YouTube right now. Covino and Rich FSR. And if you guess correctly, Danny G might call your name for some prizes here on the show. But again, live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, your next success can begin sooner than you think. Apply now and save with no. Dude, you mind? I'm interrupting me.
Success.
I'm doing a read for.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Your next success can begin sooner than you think. Apply now and save with no application fee through February 11th.
Oh, February 11th, my son's birthday. That's great. Yeah.
University of Maryland Global Campus. This new year, put your goals within reach at an accredited state university. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu.
And if you're facing a peak season, looking for a new team member, Workforce Solutions from Express Employment Pros make hiring easy. Visit expresspros.com. Find an office near you. See how easy it is. Express can make hiring smarter and faster.
Yo, why are you trying to yuck everybody's yum today? Even if you're not a Giants fan, you got to be pumped up about the Giants being better next year.
Oh, they have a clear path. In fact, my brother's listening. What's up, Top Jimmy?
Hey,
he
Jimmy!
Goes, I agree with you and Covino that while the Raiders have some, clear big players in place.
Exciting.
You get Mendoza, Genti, Bowers, and you have Tom Brady at the helm.
That's awesome.
Who's going to be instrumental in picking that next
Crosby,
next head coach. You still have Crosby as the captain of your defense. They still are in a division with three other good teams. Like I said, it's like the Cardinals trying to dig out of what they're doing in the NFC West. The Giants are in a division of three teams that are sort of just meh. Like the Eagles, I think the Eagles are going to start dismantling a little bit. Washington was hurt. They'll probably bounce back. And the Cowboys, Dak's always consistent, but I don't know what Jerry's doing there. So the Giants actually have a very good opportunity.
With a very good coach and a very exciting rock star of a young quarterback in Jackson Dart. Harbaugh, Dart, that might be the cool combo. Look, is it too early to tell? Yeah, of course. But it poses the question of, hey, prisoner of the moment, slow it down, take it easy, or get pumped up, pump your fist to the excitement. And which suck will disappear first? I'm saying Giants over the Raiders, even though I think they're both going to be better than next year. All right, so your thoughts now, 877-99 on Fox. And what is the chat saying?
A lot of people saying the Giants, they should be pumping it up. Steve hit us up, Steven Lopez, Scott, RJ, Daniel, K. Rain, Wes. A lot of people saying Giants, it seems like pretty unanimous that the Giants have very, very much a reason to pump it up today. So let me ask you a question that doesn't have to do with football.
I'm DTH, bro. Down to Harbaugh. Down to Harbaugh.
That's the new slogan.
Yeah, man.
Make a shirt before someone else does.
Yeah, GTH, bro. Jim Tanning Harbaugh.
Yeah, someone already did it.
Harbaugh's here.
Speaking of New York and the Giants getting all pumped up about Harbaugh. Harbaugh's here. I gotta ask. When you're seeing what's going on in the offseason in baseball, when your team is stagnant, are there times where you're like, well, it's better than making the wrong moves, or is it just discouraging completely? Like today, Kyle Tucker is going to make this decision, And if he doesn't pick the Mets, that means the Mets have whiffed on pretty much everything they've sort of investigated.
Yeah, but you don't want to overspend. You want to give these crazy contracts out, too, because a lot of the players, just because of what their agents are promising, they want crazy amounts of time. Like I mentioned Cody Bellinger earlier. The Yankees gave him a solid offer for 5 years. But Boris and them have convinced themselves that they're worthy of 7 years. Would you give that guy 7 years? Same thing with Kyle Tucker.
I mean,
These guys want too much time, too much money.
The Mets lost
it's
the
still
polar
a business.
The Mets lost the polar bear, Pete, to Baltimore. Edwin Diaz and Timmy Trumpets comes out here to the Dodgers. But then you start seeing these deals, and you're like, I wouldn't want my team to make that deal. Did you see Ranger Suarez of the Phillies? Now, don't get me wrong. He's a good pitcher. But this guy, the deal he signed with the Boston Red Sox is not a deal someone gets when they've never won more than 12 games in a season. This is a guy that wins like 12 games, good pitcher, ERA in the 3s.
Can't make those mistakes.
But
how many years did they get Suarez for? Do you know? I hate to put you on the spot, but I'll give you an example on this. Look, I hate to talk about it. I'm a Yankees fan, right? DJ LeMahieu isn't playing this year or next year, but the Yankees have to pay him $15 million next year and the year after. So $30 million going to DJ LeMahieu, who's not even on the team because they're giving these crazy extended contracts. You got to be realistic. It's a business. So they're doing the best they can. Look, they want to win more than you do. And on a side note, Rich, without getting too far off track, did you see Danny's boy is playing for Team USA? Clayton Kershaw, who you thought was done. You'd never see him again. You think he's retired, and he is, but he's still playing for Team USA come March.
Hey,
I think that's kind of awesome.
Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Kershaw, even if you don't like the Dodgers? He's a likable guy.
It doesn't affect his legacy at all.
He could still say he stepped away in baseball as a World Series champion, and he got out of a jam for them.
Yeah, and he's still playing.
His ending was beautiful. I don't think the World Baseball Classic interferes mentally.
It's just going to be a lot of fun for him and a lot of fun for Team USA.
And I know he's a good left-handed pitcher, but Ranger Suarez signed with the Red Sox. 5 years, $130 million. Now, I know we throw around money in sports easily. There's NBA players I know that make like $40, $50 million that you might not even know who they are.
Red Sox Suarez.
But, I mean, Red Sox Suarez, $130 million? A guy that has won 12 games 2 times, and other years, 8 games, 9 games,
Yeah, these contracts are ridiculous for mediocrity.
You know what it does,
There's a lack of solid arms,
Danny,
man.
does it?
Teams being desperate.
I said it yesterday briefly, but does it just prove that there's so few Skeens and Scoobles that guys like Ranger Suarez, there's only so many Yamamotos. There might be 5 or 6, Wheeler, but he got hurt last year. There's only a few guys that are front of the line aces.
And Rich, as far as Kyle Tucker goes, if your Mets, if that report's true about the money that you guys have offered him per season,
over 50 a year,
that would make him like the 3rd or 4th highest paid MLB player.
Timing.
He's a consistent, great player, but I don't think you'd say he's top 3 in the league.
One of my Met buddies said to me, he goes, "Don't get me wrong, I'm really hoping it happens," but he said, Kyle Tucker, it's the type of player, if your team signs him, you're not high-fiving your bros. He goes, it's just like, oh, cool, Tucker, great player. $50 million plus a year, and he wants 5 years. So imagine the Mets pony up and give Kyle Tucker $250 over 5.
Alonso's going to be like, what the heck did I do wrong?
Yeah, well, he's just not like me.
Yeah, seriously. If you weren't you willing to make it happen for Pete Alonso, and you're going to roll out the red carpet for this guy, what's he done for you?
Yeah, it's a really interesting offseason market for baseball. I know we're
There's
really
just not a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's why, and people are just grasping at anything.
We're really heavy into football now, but I just thought that baseball note was worth it.
No, it's definitely worth it.
Baseball.
And a lot of people may have missed the Kershaw news.
Monty Bolaños yesterday was telling us that Nolan Arenado.
Yeah.
This guy is a all-star year after year, but that was back in the day. Guy last year batted .230, home runs in the teens. Like, he's not what he was, and he's still signing
Was it even
deals.
tween? I think he had like 12 home runs.
Yeah, like
I'll double check that.
So
Come
when
on, man.
we're talking about a guy, baseball money is just ridiculous. I'm so confused as to who gets money. Anyway, let's go to our pal Profet for an update. Chris,
hi.
Tell me something good about Fred Warner. Nothing?
About Fred Warner?
Anything good about him today?
I haven't seen anything about him on the injury report, so I think we're all groovy there, right? I was going to say the 49ers are the last team playing on Saturday that has not put out their injury report yet.
They don't have to. They don't have to make the Warner announcement, I heard, until actually Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. So they'll have that. But he was at practice, limited with the ankle throughout most of the week. However, on the flip side of that, Sam Darnold was added to the injury report for the Seahawks this
oblique
today
right?
with an oblique. Yeah, he told the press that he felt something in his oblique early in practice. He still expects to play on Saturday, but he is now questionable on the injury report, and something really interesting to keep an eye on there.
I don't hate that.
They are out there. Tackle Josh Jones didn't play all week with a knee injury. And meanwhile, for the other matchups, first off, Texans' Nico Collins was not spotted at practice for the Texans today. Might preclude him from playing in the divisional game against the Patriots. For the Bills, their cornerback Maxwell Hairston is out after missing most of practice. Quarterback Josh Allen does not carry an injury designation, however. Some other big news, all sources of the NFL indicating that the football giants of New York will take on John Harbaugh. Yeah! One of the interesting ties there, it's not done yet, but a lot of insiders, and I think Ian Rappaport said that Todd Monken might be joining him in New York as well, his offensive coordinator when he was with the Ravens. Ravens.
Yeah.
Our names. A federal indictment in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania has charged 20 individuals in a point-shaving scheme involving 39 players on 17 different Division I NCAA men's basketball teams. All in all, 29 games are alleged to have been fixed. 15 of the defendants played college basketball in the past 2 seasons, and 4 of those were playing on their teams as early as last week. Schools named in the indictment include DePaul, St. Louis, Robert Morris, and Tulane. On the NBA side of things, as soon as he was eligible to ask for a trade, he asked for a trade. According to ESPN, Golden State Warriors fifth-year forward Jonathan Kuminga has demanded a trade. He hasn't seen the floor for Golden State in the past 13 games, and everyone kind of rolls their eye a bit. And finally, over in Berlin, the Orlando Magic took down the Memphis Grizzlies 118-111. Paolo Banchero with a 26.13 rebound game. Back to Covino and Rich.
Thank you, Perfect. Good to see you, buddy.
The update is Fred Warner out.
What? Ooh, that just came through.
Yeah, Fred Warner.
No.
Looks like
kills all the excitement from yesterday.
Looks like they're saying that it's likely not to happen against the Seahawks.
And
this week.
I do
Willis
want to know,
Reed not.
what are your thoughts? Yeah, exactly, right?
Man.
Daniel Russo's not going to fight? This whole story about Sam Darnold's oblique, is that just added drama for your mama, or is this a big nothing burger of a story?
Now I don't know.
Darnold says there's no chance that he's not going to be out there on the field.
So,
Those guys always say that when they're like that, but I think this doesn't seem like a terrible injury that would preclude him.
Yeah, but people are going to run with that. Questionable. What does that mean?
Yeah, if he plays poorly, it'll absolutely come back to this, I'm sure.
I don't think it's as oblique as you think.
Oh, thank you, Iowa Sam, everybody.
Play the rim shot on your
No,
son.
he's trying to brighten up Rich's spirits.
Thanks,
that stinks.
Sam.
The Fred Warner story, that stinks,
well,
man.
we'll keep an eye on that. All right, we got more CNR next on Fox 4 Turner.
So it all comes down to this, Rich. I'm sorry, Betty. One game, the best of the best, minus Fred Warner. Playing for the Lombardi, though. So if you're watching the game at home, watch it like it matters on the TCL Ultimate Series, the QM 8K or the QM 9K. This is Super Bowl football. Bright stadium lights, fast cuts, big hits, and bigger debates.
Was he in? Did it move? Did it cross? TCL brings the ultimate brightness and ultimate black levels. So the picture stays clean from kickoff to the final drive. It's so clear you could almost smell the fresh cut grass.
Ooh.
You see the ball spin, the toe drag on the sideline, no blur, and go big. Why not, right? The Ultimate Series is available in a massive 98-inch class.
That's insane. So every seat's a great seat, not just for the people in the middle. And if you can't be at the stadium, TCL Ultimate Series is the next best seat, available at all major retailers. TCL is the official TV partner of the NFL, here for Super Bowl 60. Fernando Mendoza. He's all the buzz, especially this weekend.
I often wonder if we didn't do what we did, if we weren't on iHeart and Fox and all the things we do, would I be on social media as much? Do I use it as an excuse? Like, well, it's for work. Like, or would I just still be like scrolling? I don't know.
Oh, man, it's killing our brains. Our attention spans is so bad. It's getting worse. And you have to ask yourself, when you're on and when you're posting, am I sharing or bragging? Right? Because you see a lot of bragging, but you're still watching and it's gross and then you hate yourself afterward. But this weekend, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, number 5 Oregon at number 1 Indiana, Fernando Mendoza is all the buzz. And he said this week that he has no social media. And I want to know, in today's world, when you see a young player who says everything right and seems so likable, when he says something like this, do you say, right on, man, I like him even more, or do you think something else? Take a listen.
And keep it to my process and keep it to my routine and not change it too much, and also not really having social media. I only have LinkedIn and YouTube on my phone right now. It's really helped put things in perspective and keep all the opinions of in the building opinions. So I'm not online reading, oh, Fernando's great, Fernando sucks. I'm listening to what my quarterback coach, Coach Chandler Whitmer, says and thinks, and what the quarterbacks in our room think. So that is where my focus is, and that's how I've been able to play my best football so far. And
first of all, can I get the obvious out of the way? I do want to applaud him.
Maturity.
For the maturity.
Wow.
Daring to be different. Putting it down, having the restraint, the discipline, for being a great role model. I mean, he's so lovable, this kid. But at the same time, because what we're learning, Rich, as we mature, is that two things can be true, right? Yeah. So for as much as I commend him, and we do.
I do. That's, not being on social media when you're the starting quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, with all the options in the world, and probably partnerships that want to do business with you, and they're like, oh, but you're not on social. Like, it's
how about just curiosity, right? Yeah. What are people saying? Who's interested in me?
All these things. Man.
I do find it more odd being a young person to not have a social media footprint.
Yeah, I have some buddies that are younger that are in the dating world, and if they bump into a girl and they tell a woman, yeah, I'm just not on social, that's like a red flag. Like, what do you mean you're not on social? Like, they think you're hiding something, like you're a serial killer.
I think it's an immediate red flag in today's world, because you don't have to use it, right? Because we tend to abuse it. But if you don't have a presence, if you don't have an Instagram, if you don't have a Facebook page, I understand TikTok may be too young, or Snapchat too young for some of you, but if you don't have it, it says that you're trying to hide something in a weird way. No, like people that I know that don't have these things makes me say, like I have an ex-girlfriend. Seriously.
Who you're running from?
Yeah, no, but I have one ex-girlfriend. You can't find her online.
She murdered someone.
No image search, no nothing, no social media. And it, you know what it says to me? What happened?
Never got over you.
Yeah, man, I must have really...
She gained 200 pounds just sitting there eating ice cream, thinking about Steve Covino.
I miss him. Ruined this poor woman.
I miss him.
No, but you know what? It says to me that she's hiding from something. She's running away from the world. And it might not mean that, but it does scream that if you think about it.
You know what I find funny? Did you hear what he said he does have? YouTube, so he does watch videos.
Yeah.
And he said LinkedIn. What is he, applying for a job after college? Like, hey, Raiders, hold your pick. I have an interview with this accounting firm. LinkedIn?
You know what's ironic about that?
Do you have a LinkedIn?
We're radio bozos for a living. I don't have a LinkedIn. I have everything else. I don't have a LinkedIn, which is ironic about the whole thing, because he has one. And what's he using it for? I don't know. To connect, I guess. But yeah, maybe endorsement deals could go through that. But he's got agents for that and people guiding him the right way. You know, what does it say to you when you meet someone in today's world if they have no social media? Does it matter how old they are?
Can we break down the different social medias real quick?
Yeah, I think we should. And I do think it matters how old they are, because I do see a pushback of kids. You know how kids are like, we don't go to Facebook because they think that's for old people. They're trying to put it down a little bit more and live life. They want more memories. They want more tangible. They want more substance. They're at least trying, because they know that something's not right with the way we're living now.
Man, I got to trust in Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch and all the decision makers in the Bay.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Fred Warner out is like...
I'm really sorry.
Really bummer news. I can't describe. trying to think of an analogy.
Well, we spent the whole show being excited about the possibility yesterday that Fred Warner might come back.
I feel like we're living in backwards world. Remember yesterday, we wanted to lead with Harbaugh, but instead we led with Warner. And then it should have been flip-flop today.
To me, I was like, it just felt like Willis Reed,
reverse
Daniel
world.
LaRusso. Like it just felt like it was destiny that Fred Warner just somehow got on the field, even if he didn't play all that much, just to inspire.
I'm sorry, Betty.
But I'm
Sorry.
Wouldn't you
We're
imagine?
sorry.
I'm sorry for
We're
Party
sorry.
Rockin', and I'm sorry for the Fred Warner news, man. I was really excited about it, too.
Well, guess what? It's too late to apologize.
You don't want him out there on a peg leg. You know, if he can't go, he can't go.
We said moral support, it's a moral victory if he's out there. It's just a great look for the team. Like,
Yeah, he needs to talk to the team still in his street clothes and be like, I want to suit up next week.
They said he would absolutely be ready to go if they got past the Seahawks, but that's not. It's not like. That's
the
a
Seahawks
likely
said that's
thing.
not happening. Yeah.
So
hey, we're
we'll
Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio, and that's the update on Fred Warner. We'll keep you posted.
Someone give Sam Darnold a little knuckle sandwich to the oblique.
Have you ever wiped with a piece of dry toilet paper? You're sitting on the turlet, and you're wondering, is this as good as it gets? Well, it's not. Switch to life-changing, wet, extra-large, flushable dude wipes. So, Rich, when you're feeling down later on the bowl, thinking about Fred Warner or your dry toilet paper, think that things are better.
So what you're trying to say is I'm bummed about Fred Warner, and you want me to think about you on a toilet?
Yeah, because wetter just cleans better. They're available at Amazon. And how many times does your wife say, do you need anything from Amazon? Next time you're like, yeah, dude wipes.
Oh,
available at Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude wipes, best clean, pants down.
All right, it's time for our Tyrek play of the day. The Sacramento Kings started the week by beating the Lakers, and last night they took out the Knicks.
Still a lot of basketball in front of us in this one. Levine hands off to Westbrook. Back to Zach. Open right wing. 3 on the way. He's got the triple. Zach Levine is now up to 22 points in this one.
He's still got a lot of basketball in front of him.
Hey, you know what I
Still
say?
a lot of basketball in front of us.
I'll tell you this. Light the beam, everybody.
That's courtesy of KHTK Kings Radio Network, and that was our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Big thanks to Tire Rack, and would you look at the time?
Oh. There's a certain... Yeah! What we gonna do right here is go back. Back into time.
Throwing it back for a Thursday. Old school when 50 hits. At 50 after, CNR give you the time capsule topic, and we reminisce together.
Yeah! All right, this is a fun one. We're talking lots of football. Rich just got crappy news. But think back to the good days, the good old days when you had reason to celebrate. On this day in 1967, we saw the very first Super Bowl.
Well, we didn't see it.
Oh, we didn't see it.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't alive in 67. Some of you old-timers may have seen it. But originally, the Super Bowl was created as part of the merger between the NFL and the AFL, and the first one aired on this day in 67. The game was broadcasted on both CBS and NBC. 24.43 million views. That's a lot on CBS. And 26 million on NBC.
Ooh.
So you do the math. Green Bay Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs 35-10. First Super Bowl. So that got us thinking, as we reminisce on Throwback Thursday, what are some of your best, most memorable Super Bowl moments? It doesn't have to be about the game. Maybe something amazing happened on that day.
That Super Bowl one, you always see the highlights. Lombardi, Bart Starr. It's like the George Washington of the NFL.
Yes.
The OG, right?
Yes, yeah.
Super Bowl memories, I got a ton of them because Covino thinks I'm a weirdo, but I remember where I was for every Super Bowl since I was born. It's
like
a
you remember
weird thing.
whose living room he was in.
I don't know why. But there's so many great memories. We'll go over all those and get you ready for divisional round next.
Super Bowl time.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like,
Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense.
her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Fred Warner's return will have to wait, possibly if the 49ers can get past the Seahawks. The veteran linebacker has been limited in practice all week, but he was ruled out on Thursday for Saturday's divisional round for San Francisco against the Seahawks. Meanwhile, Seattle added quarterback Sam Darnold to their injury report. He's got an oblique injury. Darnold says he doesn't think it's serious and insists he will play on Saturday. A federal indictment in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania has charged 20 individuals in a point-shaving scheme involving 39 players on 17 different college men's basketball teams. All in all, 29 games are alleged to have been fixed. According to ESPN, Golden State Warriors fifth-year forward Jonathan Kuminga has demanded a trade. The demands came on Thursday, the first day he became eligible to be traded. Meanwhile, over in Berlin, the Orlando Magic took down the Grizzlies 118-111. I'm Chris Perfett.
Oh, it's going to be a fun hour, bro.
I don't know about that, dude.
Oh, come on, man. You're going to turn your friend upside down.
Yeah, that's Covino. I'm Rich. I'm so bummed about the Fred Warner not playing news that even Sydney Sweeney shaking her ass in the Euphoria trailer can't get me excited.
Yeah, speak for yourself, buddy. Covino and Rich broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. This show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and NBA. And right now, use promo code CRSHOW to claim your special offer at DraftKings. Again, that's promo code CRSHOW. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
All right, I just watched the Sydney Sweeney thing again, maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit better. And by the way, we're doing something different today, and we're in the middle of old school and 50 hits. But first and first, mostly, let's rock out.
Nice.
It's Thursday. Divisional playoff weekend begins right now. And on this Throwback Thursday, we're taking it back to grade school, doing something new. We're calling it CNR Show and Tell.
This is fun.
But get this. Everybody watching right now could see what it is.
No.
You don't know the details yet. But if you guess right, Danny G might call your name out and you win a prize, all right? So if you're watching at Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube, you can see what we brought in. We'll tell you what it is later on, but we'll take your guesses on the chat, Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube.
And Danny said every Thursday we should bring in a rando piece of sports memorabilia or something from our childhood, something old school, which is sort of fun.
All right, that's cool. I love show and tell. And I love Thursdays because we throw it back old school and 50 hits. And today is the anniversary. On this day, 1967, it was Super Bowl I. And as we said, the Kansas City Chiefs lost to the Green Bay Packers 35-10. Millions tuned in for the first Super Bowl. And we pose this question to you, Fox Sports Radio Nation. 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox. We're getting you involved. What were some of your favorite, most memorable Super Bowl moments? Now, of course, it could be game-related. Maybe you were at the game. Maybe it was a performance. Maybe it was halftime. Maybe it was something that happened at the party. Maybe you won some money. It could be anything. If it's memorable to you, it's your time to share.
You know, I'm not alone in saying that I remember exactly where I was for every Super Bowl.
That's tough.
Where?
Because you could have been at like a random neighbor's house. You remember that?
Yeah, where I was.
Like a random childhood friend's house.
Who won? What was the score? Like, these are the type of things I feel like it's such an annual mark of the beginning of the year that you sort of remember where you were and what you were doing. But I have good memories, bad memories. Like, they don't have to be all good ones. Like, I'll tell you what, one of my worst memories was the last Super Bowl the 49ers lost to the Chiefs, where they were up in overtime. And when they had to settle for that field goal, I knew in my heart and soul that the Chiefs would respond, drive down the field, and score a game-winning touchdown. Even on fourth down, when the 49ers had the Chiefs at fourth down in overtime. And if they stopped them, they win the Super Bowl. I knew. I'm like, they're gonna do this. I remember walking out of that stadium in Vegas And Danny, you remember the story. I was so mad that I didn't even wait till the next morning to take my flight home. I rented a car and drove home. I'm like, I just got to get out of this town.
You were crying in the middle of the desert, screaming out your car window.
Why?
On another side note, Rich and I have been part of, I think this year will be 20.
Yeah.
20 Super Bowl broadcasts, Radio Row, on site, and it's some of the best stuff we've ever done. We've met so many cool players along the way, and it just gets us more pumped about Santa Clara in February.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
So pumped to bring it to you again on Fox Sports Radio because you never know who's going to stop by. It's the best time of the year for sure.
Super Bowl memories.
Going to be Covino and Rich's fourth with Fox Sports Radio.
Fourth with Fox Sports.
Yeah.
Do
Do you remember the cities we've been to together?
Most.
I mean,
of them,
well, I'm saying over 20 years, but with Danny G.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Then, let's see. Oh, no, not New Orleans. Was last year.
And,
okay.
And now this year, our fourth.
Yeah.
Look at that. A lot of fun. Good cities.
You know, I want you guys to think back to 2007. We were in Miami, and this is why it's no wrong answer. Personal for me, I thought it was awesome because I remember interviewing in 2007 a young Devin Hester, and I remember talking about how fast he was. And Devin Hester, man, how did you know like you were better than the rest? And he said when he was a little kid, he was always explosive. He was faster than everybody. I'm like, man, dude, that's awesome. Nice to meet you, man. I wish you all the best of luck in this game. And, all right, they didn't win the Super Bowl. As you remember, the Colts won the Super Bowl in 2007 over the Bears. But I remember watching the game, and it was the very first play, the kickoff. Devin Hester runs one back. And I'm like, oh, man, that was so cool because we were just talking to the dude.
And I'm pretty
sure
that
always stood out to me. I thought that was so awesome.
At the time, Covino's like, it's because I gave him a pep talk.
It was a cool feeling knowing we had just talked to that dude, and he sort of like manifested.
Yeah, you
like
feel
he
like you
wait.
had a little something to do with it.
Yeah, like, on a professional broadcasting level, like, we were just talking to that dude. He was talking about how excited he was and to run one back, and he did it.
Covino's like, cut left, not right.
No, and you know what, though? We saw a legend begin, really, that night because that dude was the best at it. He was the best at that. He really was.
Well, as far as Super Bowl memories, let's hear them. 877-99 on Fox.
Can I give you a stupid one, Rich? I never told you this. In 20 years, I never told you this.
A Super Bowl memory? Yeah, please. Have at it. Yeah.
The year was 1991, and the Giants were in the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, I remember.
I believe against this weak-ass team you root for.
Well, that wouldn't be the Super Bowl. That would have been the NFC.
Oh,
Championship.
that was the NFC. Yes,
it
right.
Was when they
no.
when they demolished Joe Montana. They played. That was against the Bills.
They beat the 49ers.
Then they played the Bills.
Then they played the Bills. So it's 91 against the Bills, and the Bills had this nightmare run, right? But I was at my girlfriend at the time's family's house. So random, right? I do remember this, but there's a reason I remember this. I don't remember where I was for everyone like you. But I remember where I was for this because we're at a Super Bowl party, and I'm like the new like ancillary random person at the house because I'm not related to anybody there. I'm just there. And a photographer comes into the house, knocks on the door. Hello?
A photographer?
You mind if you're having a big party here? You mind if we get some pictures? Right? And, dude, I'm front and center. And I don't even belong there because I'm just like, again, visiting.
You're the boyfriend of the girl.
I'm the boyfriend of the girl there. All the family's there. And I was in the Daily News. No, it was the New York. No, it was the Star Ledger. The New Jersey Star Ledger was the biggest paper in New Jersey. And there I am cheering on the Super Bowl.
It was Nantucket Monthly. I'm sorry.
No. It was
actually, it's the school newspaper. It was the school newspaper.
Oh, you know what? You're right. It was the Daily Noodle.
It's Rhode Island Tribune.
You know what? It was the Weekly Reader. My bad.
It's Reader's Digest.
You know what? It was Highlights Magazine.
It was actually a school project I did.
I said
Sorry,
Daily News.
We put Covino off track here.
No, the Daily News is New York's hometown paper. That's what it was. But it was the Star Ledger. I was in the Star Ledger, like jerseys pumped for the Giants, and it was me in the newspaper. And back then, that was a big deal.
Yeah. Just to throw out a couple, I remember the first Super Bowl I attended in person. Spot and I went, and we got to see Drew Brees and the Saints upset the Colts in
Can I ask you
Miami.
a question? If you're so good at Super Bowl trivia, right?
Yeah.
We all remember Janet Jackson and what happened.
Yeah.
And it changed our industry, right? FCC was a big thing.
Won't let me be.
It won't let me be anymore, but it was such a big deal.
04.
Where were you? watching it.
That bra was spring-loaded, by the way. That thing popped off.
Dude,
that was all planned. You know it was planned.
That was the weakest moment. It was absolutely planned.
Popped it out.
There was a button on that thing where the cup went pew.
And then she had like a little thing covering. Godsmack logo on there,
like a little
something.
gold coin
I don't
or
know
something.
what was going on.
I think it was just contained. It was a natural spring.
But if we're talking about
it was built into that thing.
Unforgettable moments, it was such a weak moment, but it really was unforgettable because it had great ramifications moving forward in life. And I want to know where you were. Where were you? Do you remember?
Wait, was that 04 or the 03, 04? What year was Janet Jackson?
It was 04, but at the end of the 03 season, right?
Yeah, it was a 2004 Super Bowl. It was a Super Bowl.
I'm just
38.
curious. That's what I was living in. I was in Brooklyn. I was.
Were
that
you
was
wearing an Affliction T-shirt?
That was Jake. That was Jake Delhomme coming up short, right? That was Panthers losing to the Patriots by field goal. Adam Vinatieri.
Where were you, Fox Sports Radio Nation, when this controversial nothing burger happened? Because it wasn't even impressive.
I mean, we can list all day all our favorite Super Bowls, but there's two things that stand out to me, Danny G. Two things that stand out. Number one, when I was a little kid, my love of the 49ers. I grew up on the East Coast as a Niners fan, so I knew that if the 49ers lost the Super Bowl, every kid in school would make fun of me. And I remember I was in my room by myself. You know when sometimes you like to watch a game or a moment by yourself? I was a little boy, the 88-89 season against the Bengals. And the Niners were trailing in that game. And this is before the Joe Montana legendary drive. I remember in my room, and I'm admitting this, I was a little kid, I was crying.
Wait, how old were you?
I was crying, 89, 10.
17.
Man,
I was 10 years old. And I remember crying, thinking.
He was 20 years old.
All the kids, I was thinking all
In
the
his
kids are going to make fun of me. I really thought, I was like, the kids are going to make fun of me.
How are they going to find out?
The Bengals.
No, that make fun of him because his team lost.
Oh, gotcha.
Right?
All the kids are going to make fun of me because my team lost. How could the Niners lose to the Bengals?
You probably had that sweet satin 49ers jacket.
I did have a satin 49ers jacket.
Could picture it.
And I remember, I don't think as a little boy was I ever more excited than when Joe Montana hit John Taylor crossing the end zone. And that to me was like my favorite personal Super Bowl memory. But just as far as watching something miraculous, we were together at my apartment in Sherman Oaks when we first moved to L.A.
Yeah.
When Tom Brady made that comeback against the Falcons.
That was insane.
Because it became a joke.
Sealed the legacy.
Because I remember you and I, we were with mixed company, different friends and people, and it was like, all right.
It was unbelievable. I remember where I was I remember exactly where I was sitting.
You were sitting on my couch, right?
I was sitting. You had a chair next to your couch.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I remember us being like, all right, they're getting closer. All right, they're getting closer.
Because we weren't moving for that one.
When they sacked Matt Ryan and took them out of field goal range, I remember, and then you guys made fun of me because after the game, there's a picture of me somewhere, Danny. I know Spot could probably find it.
Spot, you got to find it, bro. You got to find it. Spot has it somewhere.
I'm sitting on a chair.
I think I have the video. I filmed it.
I'm sitting on a chair with my hands on my chin like a little schoolboy, looking at the TV like in admiration of Tom Brady.
No, like shaking his head.
like shaking my head like,
unbelievable.
This guy's magical.
Like, he was doing a slow clap while crying. Because he was so emotional.
I was like, this
or drunk or something. I don't know what was going on.
It was probably a combination of drunk, high, and emotional. And Tom Brady comes back from 28-3, and I'm not even a Patriots fan.
It was hard to not acknowledge how amazing that was, right?
It's a Super Bowl all of us will remember forever.
On the anniversary of Super Bowl I, what is your best Super Bowl memory?
Two quick ones for me. When I was a little boy wearing an L.A. Raiders shirt, living here in L.A., Marcus Allen reversed field, 74-yard touchdown against the Redskins. He was running like a gazelle through traffic into the end zone.
Oh, what a game.
He was one of those running backs where it almost looked like he was running in slow motion because of his big, long strides. And the way he reversed field, that's my first memory of NFL football as a little kid. And so Marcus Allen's been my favorite player ever since.
That's my dad's best gambling example.
Oh, the score.
Yeah, 38-9, because that was when I learned about a box pool. My dad would be like, "Oh, Richie, you want zeros or sevens or ones or fours?" For the combination of a box pool. My dad's like, "I got the worst numbers, 8 and 9." I remember my dad winning some pretty good money in the 80s off of 8 and 9, and that was the lesson
cool.
of like you never know what a good or bad box number is.
And then my other favorite memory happened with you guys in Arizona, Luke Combs concert. You guys didn't really care about watching Luke Combs. You were schmoozing with Sirius XM people.
Yeah. Flavor Flav was there.
He was.
In the VIP room.
Yeah, he was. But who was there in attendance wearing his cowboy boots? Brock Purdy. And Rich, what's the term I could use? Cornered him or backed him down in the stairwell. And of course, you've heard us talk about this before, and we laugh about it because he did look. Purdy looked scared. Rich legit looked like a stalker. But the next day on the air on Radio Row, we're telling the story and we're laughing. And right as we're telling this story, who comes walking straight towards our stage with his entourage?
And does a little point and wave.
Brock Purdy.
That was so funny, man.
It was like it was planned. It was crazy.
That was so
That
funny.
was a great moment. That was definitely a great moment. I have a great Super Bowl memory. 2005, Jacksonville, Florida. The first Super Bowl we went to. We were young men in our 20s. Let's just say there was a...
That was the official launch of our show. Our official launch. We had been on the air, but we officially launched at Super Bowl Jacksonville, Florida.
Covino practically got attacked by a New England Patriots cheerleader.
That's true. True story.
Because apparently she had just got dumped by a dude.
I didn't report the assault, though.
I wouldn't have either. He got pulled away by this beautiful cheerleader of the Patriots because she just got dumped by a dude that apparently looked just like Covino.
Yeah.
So to spitefully get back at her ex, let's just say Covino reaped all the benefits.
Reaped all.
And I remember being like, look, I
benefits.
hate this guy.
You know how cool we felt? I'm not going to lie. Like I feel
That's
like
a
it's
cool
a different person we're talking about, so I'm allowed to say this. Like you're hanging out with Patriots cheerleaders in your 20-somethings. That was a cool moment.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah. No,
all right.
thank
So
you. Let's go to
we
all
turn
the
it
phones are
over to
hot.
you, Fox Sports Radio Nation. Your greatest Super Bowl memories on the anniversary of the first ever in 1967, 877-99 on Fox.
They could be sad ones. I can imagine if you're a Bills fan, when Norwood wide right, you probably thought you had it. And like those, it could be sad moments
That's
too.
horrible. Yeah.
It doesn't need to be all happy moments. Like I still think Crabtree was held against the Ravens. Holding. Should have been first and goal. Kaepernick. All right, let's say hi to Trip in Vegas. What's up, Trip?
Hey, gentlemen. Thanks for taking my call.
Trip like I
got
did.
two great ones. One involves a friend of mine, brother for me, 1991, betting with the bookies. We have the Giants and under. And when he missed that field goal, we went nuts. I never will forgive living in Myrtle Beach.
Do you remember seeing my picture in the Star Ledger?
You know, how could you not?
And then when the Eagles went, was it 2005 when they played the Chiefs? I think so. Yeah. So that year they played. I worked with a guy in the casino in Connecticut before I moved out here. He's like, if they go, I'm going. He refinanced his house after they won the divisional round and paid like $10,000 for 2 tickets, 2 airline tickets, a hotel room. And he said, look, I'll never see this again. That's a memory for me, the fact that he was that big of a fan.
And that big of an idiot. Refinanced his house. If you have to refinance your house, watch a game from the couch. Thank you, Trip.
Thank you, buddy.
Q
in the
Arizona.
home you just refinanced. Watch it from on the couch inside your home that you just
I
refinanced.
got to refinance my house so I could go watch Donovan McNabb fall short. All right, Q, what's up, man?
What's happening?
What's up?
I got a bittersweet one.
Yeah.
When the Bears won the Super Bowl in '85.
Yeah.
Stupid Mike Dick said that he forgot. He wasn't thinking about giving Walter Payton the ball for a touchdown. He gave it to
Perry.
Refrigerator
Perry. Yeah, memorable moment
for some extra entertainment. And this man been on the team for over 10 years trying to get to the Super Bowl, and you give it to him?
Yeah, that is a wild moment.
It's weird, but
Peyton
Perry
never
was hot
had
at the
another
time.
chance. He
No,
never had
I know.
another chance to score a TD in
By
the
the way,
Super
you know
Bowl.
what though?
That
That
was
is so. The Super Bowl shuffle in itself is a crazy story. That they were so bold to think that they were even going to get there, and they did. They made that song as a kid. That song was everything. That was the coolest thing you'd ever seen.
Not to be a Super Bowl nerd, but it is one of the few things I really nerd out on, like the uniforms, the scores, what cities they were in. Like I love all that. It's like it's a little thing I'm fascinated by. I don't know why, but I am. Super Bowl uniforms, stadiums, logos. Then they went generic with the logo, and it just became the Lombardi Trophy in silver. But when I think back to all those games in the 80s and 90s when we were kids, Super Bowl used to stink. Then we went through a time period where all the games were really close. When we were kids, there wasn't a close Super Bowl until Montana won against the Bengals and then the Bills-Giants game. But besides that, We're talking about probably 15.
I got it right here, Rich.
Probably out of 17 out of 20 Super Bowls in our childhood were blowouts or games that like stunk.
If you go back to what he was talking, the 85 game, the 85 Bears,
even
in
before
86,
that, the year before
45-10 over the Patriots.
Look at the year before that, Montana killed the.
I'm sorry, 46-10.
The Dolphins, yeah, 46-10.
And then the Giants over the Broncos, 39-20. Then the Redskins over the Broncos, 42-10.
Yeah.
So, a ton of blowouts when we were little kids.
Yeah, and then the Niners close game, Niners blowout 55-10 against the Broncos.
55-10.
And then, other than that close Giants-Bills game, the other three Bills losses, the
Cowboys
put up a
52-17.
52 spot.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Super Bowl used to be more entertainment and just like, the game sucks.
Yeah, it was food, family, friends,
dude, and
halftime shows.
More time to get drunk.
And then there was a decade where every Super Bowl was close. And I feel like we're in that world now where I would say.
Not last year's, though.
Yeah, more so than usual, though. The Super Bowl last year stunk. The Tom Brady.
Don't forget the ads, too. Always about the ads.
Not as much anymore, but it used to be more. I like
that. Here's my question based on that. I was just thinking about that because there's a lot of callers talking about games and memories. 877-99 on Fox. When you think of like the be-all, end-all of music videos, it's like Thriller, right? So what was the Thriller of commercials that stood out?
Budweiser totes.
Yeah, I was just
Budweiser frogs.
Is it the frogs? Is that
also,
the one?
I mean, Budweiser in general. We could just do. I was going to say we could do a top 5 that's just Budweiser because Wazza is totally in there.
But you're right. Maybe it is the frogs one, which is the one that stuck the most.
I think the original one. Yes, it was the Super Bowl. It was in the 80s, the Macintosh, the Apple Mac II.
That was a big one.
Commercial with the, they're doing 1984, the Olympic sledgehammer thrower.
That's listed as the number 1 most memorable Super Bowl commercial.
Was basically the start of the idea of the Super Bowl is the place where you put your best commercials hands down, and it makes a huge impact.
Good
Apple
call.
got put on the map from that, and Super Bowl ads got put on a map from that as well.
You know what I think ruined the Super Bowl ad?
It coming out early.
Yes,
without a
social
doubt.
media.
That's the dumbest thing ever.
Like if you're Tostitos or you're Doritos or Budweiser and you have a cool ad, I get it. You're trying to just get it out there, but when you're putting it on TikTok and Instagram 2 weeks leading up to the big game, the Super Bowl, you used to wait. You used to actually, instead of taking a little break to go to the bathroom, you would sit down and be like, no, I got to watch your commercials too.
Yeah, you didn't want to miss that. It was must watch. What about the
I was going to say
Bud Bowl or whatever? That was big too.
Cove,
Bud versus Bud Light.
Going to tell you on this list here for the rest of the top 5. Number 2, Nike's Just Do It ad, 1993. Michael Jordan, of course. Number 3, E-Trade's Talking Babies ad. It was 2008.
I forgot that Talking Babies were a Super Bowl thing. Yeah.
Number 4, Volkswagen's The Force ad, a parody of Star Wars featuring a kid dressed as Darth Vader. Number 5, Coca-Cola's Hey Kid, Catch. The Mean Joe Green.
Classic, Joe Green, yeah.
Wow.
You know what? You want to show how time is flying? That what's up? The craziest part of that is that do you realize this will blow your mind? The dudes in the What's Up commercial were answering landlines.
Yeah. And then they reenacted it. They reenacted it not too long ago.
But just to think, like a guy called his buddy and he's like, hello? What? Like, it was on home phones with cords.
For me, that's the one that stands out the most. But
True.
You could argue any of those. 877-99 on Fox. Let's go to you.
Let's go to Butch in Florida. What's up, Butchie?
Hey, Butch.
Hey, guys. How's it doing?
What's up, man?
What's up, buddy?
What's your Super Bowl memory, Butchie?
I'm going to rattle just a few off, and then I'll let you guys go. First of all, Niners, 55-10.
I mean, I felt bad.
Elway.
I felt bad. I'm a Niners fan. I even felt bad for Elway.
I did too. I lived in California at the time, and the joke was we named overpasses and underpasses after Elway because he played such a bad game.
Yeah, poor guy.
You know, it's not to make this emotional or anything, but it goes to show you why this is so special to us in a lot of ways, and why Rich remembers where he was every year and everything, and why it feels like a holiday. A lot of these memories are connected to friends and family members that we don't even see anymore.
Yeah.
Or they're not even around. And that's the truth. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm sorry to bring down the vibe.
No, you're right.
But that's what's beautiful about the game. It brings people together. What's your other one, man?
Those Niners Bengals games, they were so close. They were like all the Super Bowls seemed to be like blowouts until then.
Yeah, we made that point. By the way, I have a memory that I don't even know if Covino remembers. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers beating the Steelers, 2010 2011?
2011 Super Bowl.
2010
Yeah,
season,
2011.
2011.
Yep.
Yeah.
In Dallas, right?
It was snowing in Dallas.
It was like
and
an ice storm?
It was so cold. Yeah, I
They
remember.
couldn't
People were
really
slipping.
They couldn't accommodate the snow because it doesn't happen in Dallas, so it was hard to get around. And my wife's a Packers fan, so I went out of my way to get my wife and her dad Super Bowl tickets so that I could forever be in his good graces. So I sent my father-in-law and my wife to the Super Bowl, and I laid in my hotel room, and Covino and I ordered room service and watched the Super Bowl in a hotel room together.
I totally remember how cold it was.
Lloyd and Harry.
Because we did
it's true.
We did all the viewing parties and things. Were like, you had to find how are you going to get there. It was snowy in Dallas, so him and I ordered. We brought buffalo wings to our room together. And people say, "Where'd you watch a game?" And I jokingly would say, "Oh, Covino and I laid in bed together and watched."
Did you wear matching robes like Harry and Lloyd?
Hold on, with clothes on. Okay?
Yeah, with clothes on.
Clothes on.
You didn't see
bathrobes.
each other's junk.
No,
Good.
no.
Okay.
All right, listen, all your phone calls, your memories as we celebrate the anniversary of Super Bowl I. Mike, Scott, Butchie, thanks for the call. Richie, hang on.
Dude, Mike Scott's on hold?
Great picture. All right, more next right here. Covino and Rich.
Are you facing hiring headaches?
Are you?
Staffing your business is complex. High turnover, skills gaps, and ever-changing regulations can slow growth and drain resources. That's where Express Employment Professionals comes in.
With decades of staff training and expertise, Express connects you to a larger pool of qualified candidates, helping you reduce turnover and build the right size workforce. Get started at expresspros.com.
Need to flex your staff for peak seasons or special projects? Express Employment Pros offers contract staffing so you can scale up or down with ease, preventing burnout and boosting productivity.
Worried about compliance? Well, Express stays on top of ever-changing employment law. So Express is recognized also for excellence, right? Earning clearly rated Best of Staffing Client and Talent Awards, plus the Diamond Award for Client Satisfaction.
Don't let hiring challenges hold your business back. Visit expresspros.com, find a local office, and discover how Express Employment Pros can help you hire smarter and faster.
If hiring is taken away from growing your business and you're wasting time, get the support you need from Express. Don't spend your time weeding through spam online and applicants. Hire faster with Express. Express Employment Professionals, building your workforce, supporting your success.
Livy Dunn's buns in the sun.
Yeah, well, I just was doing my research for the show.
Yeah, well, apparently she's in Hawaii vacationing with future Yankee, her boyfriend, Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh
If he
Pirates.
goes to the Yankees, I mean, it wouldn't shock me. I mean, Livy Dunn bought a place in New York City, but she is a model and gymnast and all social media.
On. Not only did she buy a place in New York City, he's also been telling his teammates, that's a true story, apparently. He's been telling teammates that he wants to play in New York.
They denied that.
I mean, those are rumors, but I believe them.
Who started that rumor? Austin Wells?
Me?
Who started that rumor? Anthony Volpe?
His teammates.
Oh, no, his teammates.
He made it very clear, like, you know, this isn't the place to be. This is where superstars go to die. I want to play in New York.
Well, Livy Dunn, the headline is Toasting Buns in the Sun on Hawaiian Vacation with Paul Skeens. And there you go. If you watch it on the YouTube, buns are out. Sun's out, buns out. And Covino and I disagree on one major thing here. When you're with your wife or girlfriend or whoever you're dating, whoever you're with, Covino's way anti-booty out.
Well, hold on. Let's make this clear. I love a nice booty. I'm saying the person I'm with. So, hey, if there's women walking around with their cheeks out, you better believe I'll be looking at them, and that's the problem. If I'm hanging out with my buddies' wives, and my buddies' wives are all walking around with their asses out, how is that appropriate when everyone's looking at each other?
I mean, it's the appropriate swimwear for 2025.
It's not appropriate. That's why you can't wear stuff like that at Disneyland.
Unless you want,
because it's not appropriate.
I mean,
just because it's in style and because young women are doing it doesn't mean that everybody should be doing it. Go to a water park. You think everybody should be dressing like that? Absolutely not.
Well,
leave some to the imagination. That's why it was a big story in the New York Post this week. Even athleisure, athletic wear has gone too far and too skimpy, where it's distracting at the gym, where women are showing lots of crevassier, a lot of crevice, a lot exposed, a lot revealed, nothing to the imagination, to the point where other women are uncomfortable. It's a national story. It's not me judging or anything like that. It's a story all over the New York Post. Men are going to see it, and men are going to like it. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm saying as a dad of a teenager, as the boyfriend of a young woman amongst mixed company and family. That's inappropriate. What you're doing in your own time, on your own vacation, when it's just you and her, that's fine. Whatever. You want to tan your ass? Go right ahead.
Who doesn't want to tan ass?
Right.
I'm just saying.
But Rich is condoning that this is okay amongst mixed company.
All right, style.
That's awkward. You think I want Danny G looking at my girlfriend's ass?
Style dictates what the cuts of bathing suits are.
Wait, I never did that.
That's what I'm saying, though. Let's say we all went away.
Avert your eyes, sir.
Yeah.
Style dictates what cuts of bathing suits are popular, right? Like men's
doesn't mean
men's
that other
swim
ones are
trunks.
non-existent.
Are you gonna let me get a word in, or are you just gonna vent about how lame you are?
You can say lame, or, I mean, how about leaving some to the imagination?
What's next,
Why do you
Rich?
need to show your wife's ass to
Nude
everybody?
beaches? Nude beaches? Is that what you want?
You sound like a voyeur to me. Like, everybody, check out my wife's ass.
I mean, what do you want? Do you want women to wear bathing suits like it's the 1920s and they're on the boardwalk like, hello, my baby, hello, my darling?
Because there's a compromise, and they still sell, like, pretty
A
revealing
sarong.
and sexy bathing suits.
If you want,
you act like you have to wear a grandma
If you
bathing
want
suit.
old lady bathing suits, where are you gonna find them? Walmart, Target, like women
They're
shop.
They're not old. There's compromise.
Women shop online.
How you gonna feel?
Show an ankle.
Yeah, how you gonna feel when your daughter's dressing like that? You're cool with it?
Yeah, I guess so because it's the times.
No,
What
you're
are you
not.
Gonna do?
You're cool with it because she's 8 years old. That's why you're cool with it.
I'm telling you, you're like going against the style. I saw a picture of your girlfriend with all her friends on a trip, and she was the only girl wearing like a full bottom bathing suit. Like
You
she
know
bought
why?
it at like.
'Cause she has class. No one wants to see your nasty ass. Nope. Not everybody should be dressing like that.
It's
It's too revealing. It is.
So
guys
you think
don't
you
do
think
that.
you think Libby
are
Dunn-
guys showing bottom beanbag? Are guys doing that? Should I be doing that? I don't know. No, because it's not appropriate. Just because it's the style doesn't make it right.
Triple B,
That-
bottom
and by the way,
beanbag.
that doesn't mean I'm not staring and I'm not admiring sometimes. Of course I am. I'm a man.
But you want Libby Dunn wearing full bottom bathing suit on vacation with her?
No, because she's not my girlfriend. I don't care.
Yeah, but
So if she wants to rock that, I'm like, go for her. Good for her. I
If
don't
you were
care.
going away with some friends for a weekend, you would tell your girlfriend like, no, don't
Yeah, because
expose
I
that
know what a
butt.
pervert and creep you are.
Oh,
so
me.
why would I want my
Me.
girlfriend walking around like that in front of you? Yes, you. Yes. So why would I want that? Why would I want that? Guys are going to be guys.
Monty, your thoughts? Because Monty, you came to our anniversary party, and I feel
lying.
like
guys are going to be guys. So just because it's my girlfriend, you mean Rich isn't going to look at her? Well, think about it. I'm not saying women shouldn't be in style. I'm not saying women shouldn't wear these.
Listen to yourself.
I'm
You ever-
saying they shouldn't wear them amongst family and friends. Whoa. Don't give me that BS that it was by accident. The last line of this song is, I'm going to have you naked by the end of this song.
Oh, very nice.
Boom.
I thought it was a booby trap.
Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. For over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com. Tire Rack, thanks again. The way tire buying should be.
And 2 teams left in college football. And we got that bracket going on, a college football playoffs, foxsportsradio.com. One lucky listener going to get $1,000. There's 8 people still alive. And Kerry Rhodes is the host with the best record. He's only missed one. So
And
you
he's
can
a
see-
really nice guy.
You know, he's a really, really
He
nice
really
guy.
is.
Visit foxsportsradio.com. You can check out the leaderboard if you want to see who picked what.
All right, so we're Covino and Rich, 2 really, really, really nice guys with Danny G and Iowa Sam and Spotty. Spotty's on the videos at Covino and Rich FSR. You could see our show and tell items. We'll describe what they are later on.
And the
CNR
chat,
Show and Tell.
The chat is really good today.
Chat's
Really?
popping, yeah.
The chat's popping on the YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR, and we're going over old school when 50 hits, your most unforgettable Super Bowl moments on the anniversary of the first ever Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl one on this day in 67. 6-7.
6-7.
What you got, Iowa Sam? What's your memory?
Now, Super Bowl, that was 1967, right?
Yeah.
So that was about 19 years before I was born, but there's a very famous photo of Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Len Dawson smoking in the locker room and drinking a Fresca. I just thought I'd mention that because that is from the first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's like iconic now.
And the halftime show was certainly not a big deal until the 80s. People forget that.
Was it like a marching band?
Marching
band.
Yeah, it was like mediocre
And
shows.
not a lot of
It
people
feels like-
smoke anymore, and not a lot of people drink Fresca.
Yeah.
It feels like Prince was the one where it's like that was my first like everyone you talk to is like the Prince halftime show. That
Oh,
was
it's one of the best ones
That
ever.
changed our entire idea of a halftime show.
I mean, in the
But yeah,
80s,
there's a lot of marching
Michael-
bands and themes like Disney's Wide World or stuff like that.
Michael
was like,
Jackson
yeah.
back in the day was a big one.
Yeah, he popped
Yeah,
up
yeah.
on top of the stadium.
Do you ever hear the documentary? There's a quick docuseries about that where it's so timed out to the second. As you know, you can't go over on a halftime show, especially because it's extended to begin with. The producer was like, Michael Jackson waited like an extra 30 seconds. Remember he stood up there in the wind and he just stood there? The producer's like, sing, like just do something. And he was just milking the crowd for that anticipation. And the people behind the scenes were losing their minds, as you can imagine.
You cried at that too, didn't you?
I did. I cry often.
Taylor Swift could never, by the way.
Taylor Swift could never. You know, I remember being in college. I was saying, you like the Packers. I remember the Packers losing to the Broncos. That, we talked about the Elway documentary recently. John Elway with the helicopter dive where he flipped around. I was in my college.
JDG's so right, though. The image we have in our imagination, in our mind, of what the helicopter play looked like as to what it really was is it's not the same.
It wasn't into the end zone.
It was in our little kid mind.
In our little kid mind, he spun around like 7 times.
Yeah, and I thought he was like 5 feet off the ground.
Now,
Same.
yeah, but you know
Same.
what? What a baller play.
Oh, yeah, it was so cool.
You know, Spot, you have a great story, if you don't mind sharing. I reminded you during the break. We were on a flight back from the Super Bowl once. Spot, if you want to take it away.
Sure, I'd love to, Rich.
Thanks, Spot.
Which Super Bowl was it? You reminded me which one it was. I totally forgot.
It was a Patriots Super Bowl. It was,
well, we were delayed.
Patriots Seahawks.
Usually we go, we cover the Super Bowl.
It was the Marshawn Lynch, just for the reminder. It was the interception at the 1 yard line. Marshawn should have ran. But the first 3 quarters of that game, I didn't watch at my house.
Right, because we usually cover the game, so we're in the Super Bowl city, and we fly back before the game to be back in town, settled, and then watch the game at home. Our flight was delayed, so we were like stuck at the airport, and then we were eventually got in the air, but we were in the air while the game started, but the system on the plane wasn't working. I don't remember if it was DirecTV, like we were flying JetBlue.
Nightmare, by the
So
way.
like we had no internet, no in-seat TV, no entertainment. Eventually we were able to get a signal, but you couldn't get like any sort of streaming service at the time. Remember, they prevented any streaming services because it like took up bandwidth. I was able to like use my internet to log into my Sling. Remember Sling?
Of course,
the service Sling?
Like the actual Sling.
The actual, not Sling TV, which is the streaming service, but Sling
allowed you to tap into your cable.
An actual little box.
Right. So I was able to use that connection and stream the Super Bowl from my television in New Jersey.
So Spot
up
and
in
I,
the air.
we watched the Super Bowl in the plane.
Yeah.
And on the plane, Spot was the only one that had the game. So people were walking and hovering in the aisle near us, just looking above Spot. Spot was like Spot was like a hero.
That's awesome.
Like
Because
that one commercial that's going around. The guy with the
I brought
Bills.
that up during the break. They're like, their flight is delayed and everyone's watching the game on the guy's phone.
Spot really, like, honestly, it was like one of those moments where I was really happy that Spot's like a tech nerd because I was like, dude, you tapped in. Everyone else on this plane hates you. They're hovering above us.
And I only charged people a package of Biscoff cookies so they could watch.
Your most unforgettable moments, Super Bowl moments, 877-99 on Fox. We'll wrap it up with your
Biscoff
phone
cookies.
calls. We'll do some rapid fire. And I just want to give people some time to get on the YouTube page again, Covino and Rich FSR, because we have our show and tell coming up. But Spot also found the video of Rich crying, watching Tom Brady's comeback.
Right. I don't have the sound, but you can watch him.
Keep in mind, that's probably high,
There's Tom Brady.
Don't make
and
excuses.
impressed.
Look at him. Wait till he claps. It's the lamest. Wait till he claps. It's the lamest thing.
Wait till I clap.
Watch.
This is the 28-3 comeback.
By the way, you can see the tear running down his face because he's so emotional. So emotional seeing Tom Brady.
I'm like, greatness, guys, greatness.
It's like one home eats here in the corner of your eye.
Honestly, I felt overwhelmed with. I'm emotional. I felt overwhelmed that we were watching like
you weren't
greatness.
alone. No, you were.
You were
It's just
crying
the
for the
reaction.
Falcons. I was. I felt bad for them.
No, I really, honestly, Sam, I felt like we were watching the greatest do the greatest.
I think it was the greatest comeback ever.
Yeah, that's
Super
funny.
Bowl.
All right, so
Colin in the chat says, "How tight are those pants, Rich?"
I mean, it was the 2000s. All right, let's go to where do you want to go? Cam in Illinois. Where do we want to say? Well, let's start at the top and we'll go down.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Kyle in Vegas. Go. What's up, bud?
2007, 29-17, Bears lose. That was a heartbreak moment, especially because we were so destined, 13-3 that year. We played our butts off. We got there only to see Peyton Manning get his first championship.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Cam, Illinois. What's up, Cam?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mine's the same. Bears, Indianapolis. We flew down to Miami. We were like early 20s, broke, but scraped together enough money to make it down there. We were out on Saturday partying all day. There's a guy with a big lens from the Chicago Tribune taking pictures of us. And we were like, hey, are you with the Tribune? He's like, yeah. So we gave him our names, and we were like, hey, are we going to be in the Tribune? He's like, probably not. I take $50,000 pictures or 50,000 pictures a week down here. Next morning, woke up. My brother called me. He lived in Chicago at the time. He said he got the paper, opened up the Chicago Tribune, Super Bowl Sunday. 2-page picture of me and my buddy Blake. Said Cam and Blake at Peoria, Illinois, party in South Beach. Never forget it. Got it framed over my desk at work. It's best.
That's cool.
Life.
I mean, you know what? That's at least a consolation. I remember those moments where you're really sad, Danny. Not just the one where I left Vegas and I went home. When the Niners lost to the Chiefs the first time in Miami, 2020, the 2020 season, I remember seeing a dude in the bathroom during one of the big TV timeouts. The 49ers were winning, if you remember, by 10 going into the fourth quarter. And this guy, this big brother, big like 6'5" black guy, gives me a hug. And he's like, yo, Niners, we got this. First time since Steve Young. And I go, no, like, why did you say this? I remember being like,
it's his fault. He jinxed it.
No, and I said, and I took a selfie with this guy. And I said, if the Niners lose, I'll always remember you as the guy that jinxed it. In fact, Spot, I'm going to text it to you right now. You can post.
Really?
I have a picture of my phone. I go, because you'll be the guy.
Do you have your pants on in this photo? Or
yes,
no?
I went to the bathroom and then picked up my pants.
Oh, okay. Making sure. It sounded like a
don't
weird
worry.
story to me. Wrap it up with your phone calls. Who do we got, Danny G?
Where do we leave off there, guys?
Let's go to Matt in Indiana.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt. You are on the line.
What's up, guys?
Unforgettable Super Bowl moments.
Unforgettable Super Bowl moments is people, like every single big company putting kids as their, not mascots, but like as their sell points. But I also want to touch on Phillip Rivers.
Hold on. I don't want to talk about Phillip Rivers. So, this guy's having his own show.
Let's go to Rich in Virginia.
Oh, you know what? We're running real late. Let's go to Profet for a quick update.
All right.
We'll wrap this when we do. We're running so late. What's up, Profet?
Hey, Profet.
Good. I'm ready to get out of here myself. So.
What's up, man?
All right. Let's talk about a couple injury reports out here. Yes, unfortunately, to Rich. Fred Warner's return will have to wait. Cross your fingers. You have to wait. He could possibly come back after the Seahawks game, but he will not play Seattle.
All right.
He'd been limited in practice all week, and he was ruled out. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they added quarterback Sam Darnold to their injury report with an oblique injury. Darnold says not that big of a deal, but famous last words, I guess, maybe, question mark.
No big deal, huh, Sammy?
Yeah. Texans wide receiver Nico Collins not at practice for a second straight day.
That's big news,
Still
too.
dealing with a concussion, so his status for the Sunday divisional game in jeopardy, something to keep an eye on moving through. Big news earlier was, of course, the New York Giants honing in on John Harbaugh as their next head coach. Deal's not done yet, but all reports saying that barring any setbacks, the team expects to hire him, and among those pinned to be one of his assistants would be former Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken. And hold off the retirement talk for just a bit because Clayton Kershaw, in spite of saying farewell to the majors, has committed to pitching for Team USA in the upcoming World Baseball Classic. According to ESPN, Golden State Warriors fifth-year forward Jonathan Kuminga has demanded a trade.
Oh.
Yes. Unfortunately, we have to talk about Jonathan Kuminga, even though this circus keeps getting longer and longer. The demands came on Thursday. The first day he became eligible to be traded, he demanded a trade. He has not been on the floor for the last 13 games for the Warriors. Meanwhile, over in Berlin, the Orlando Magic closed out the Memphis Grizzlies 118-111. Big show over there in Uber Arena. Rich, Steve, it's been fun.
Thank you,
See
buddy.
You soon.
Thanks,
See you
Chris.
Starside.
All right, we got your Super Bowl memories. We'll wrap it up next right here on Covino and Rich.
And show and tell.
Oh,
We,
yeah.
Tell you what we got here. But it all comes down to this. One game, the best of the best, playing for the Lombardi. So if you're watching at home, watch it like it matters on the TCL Ultimate Series, the QM8K or the QM9K.
Hey, this is Super Bowl football, guys. Bright lights, fast cuts, big hits, bigger debates. Was he in? Did it move? Did it cross the goal line? TCL brings the ultimate
I think
brightness.
it moved when you were watching Brady in that clip. Yeah.
Ultimate black levels. You weren't kidding. So the pitcher could stay clear and clean from kickoff to the final drive. It's so clear you could smell the fresh cut grass. You see the ball spin, deep shots, everything. Guys, no blur, no hold up. Go big. The Ultimate Series is available now in a 98-inch class.
So every seat's a great seat,
Yeah,
not
buddy.
just the people in the middle. So if you can't be at the stadium, TCL Ultimate Series is the next best seat. Available at all major retailers. TCL, the official TV partner of the NFL, here for Super Bowl 60.
Yeah, buddy.
Tom Brady was robbed. Here's a guy who really can't complain that much, but no one wants to be robbed. And the story goes like this. Some dude walks into the Lower Manhattan store, and he pulls like $10,000 worth of cards, and he brings them to the register, and his cards declined. And the kid's like, sorry, sir. I'm improvising here now. Sorry, sir, your cards declined. And he's like, nah, it's not. And the kid is like sort of, and he does some sort of like magic trick because he tricks the kid into believing like, nah, it's all good. Walks out with $10,000 worth of merchandise and memorabilia. And it got us thinking of cards that we thought would be worth something, but they're not.
Almost like what were you robbed into thinking? Like
Right.
I think back to baseball cards. I'll say this. These were the cards that I tried to mass collect because I'm like, one day, this is going to pay off.
And for the record, like Rich said, we're still big fans. Look at this one. I just got this one this week. Aaron Judge, rookie.
Yeah.
Call the judge and get some fudge.
I get it.
Donnie baseball, bro. Look at this one. Got the uniform in there. Look at that. I got your Shohei rookie in a bet.
It's cards are on a big comeback the last like 5 years. But
sure.
When we were kids, let's shout out some cards that we thought were going to be valuable. And we were, as Fonzie would say, wrong.
And we got to state the obvious. It's because a lot of these were mass produced or that player really didn't amount to what we thought.
It's one of those. It's either they never amounted to shit or they made a million copies of them.
Right.
And you could still go to some hobby shops and buy packs of 80s cards for like $5. So it's
Hobby
like,
shops. I'm going to the card vault.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm a big Tom Brady guy.
Can we start with former New York Met, Greg Jeffries? Because I'm not the only one that thought he was a future star.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. This was a hot card. We thought he was the next Lenny Dykstra, next Nails, even better. We saw the videos of him swinging the bat underwater. Like he had cool workout techniques. I even had the scorecards, like a buttload of Greg Jeffries cards.
But that was the one.
That
That was the Topps future star. And I remember being like, yo, I'm going to mass collect these.
I remember investing a lot into Greg Jeffries and Tom Gordon, too. Flash Gordon.
Oh, well, there was a Yankee. Remember Brian Taylor?
Yeah.
That was one that I remember investing in. How about this one? A card that we all sought out. And I remember thinking like, yo, this is like when he was on Team USA. This is wild. It was in the traded set.
Yeah.
The Mark McGwire Team USA. Now, there are some like PSA rated 10s that are worth a good amount of money. But if you just have the rando one without the little emblem, like if you got just a regular traded set, It's like $15.
$15 on eBay, but this was one of the holy grails of our childhood because that was considered his rookie. His USA card, Mark McGuire, the Bash brother, no way.
Before he was an A.
Yeah, before he was an A, that was the card to get. You thought by now it'd be worth millions. $15.
Shout out to one of my childhood friends, Phil, who sold all
Phil Mabosak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Phil convinced all our friends that we needed to really make sure we acquired as many Upper Deck Todd Van Poppels as possible.
Should have said acquire the McGuire, but you said Van Poppel.
The Van Poppel.
Van Poppel.
I mean, another Oakland Athletic at the time. Todd Van Poppel. He had he was a big leaguer, but there was a point where we thought Todd Van Poppel was the shit.
He had no popple. It didn't pan out the way we thought. And I think the name really stuck with us as kids, and we believed in it. Get this card that we thought would be worth something, $10. $10. And again, $10 is $10.
Yeah, but Covino, it says top prospect. I'm sold.
Top prospect, Upper Deck, and Upper Deck was hot back then.
And by the way, that was my primo collecting days. 91 Upper Deck. That was like the primo time for me, at least.
Oh yeah,
late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, Todd Van Poppel. Let me throw another name at you. A guy that clearly did work out, but again, mass production. It wasn't a picture of him. It was the painting on those Don Russ Diamond Kings.
It was the Diamond Kings, yeah.
Oh my God, Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, you got to get that one.
It's a drawing
You
of
go
him.
to the card show and you're like, you got the Ken Griffey Diamond Kings? And you probably overpaid for it. Hey, yeah, kid, give me $60 for that.
Again, there's special edition ones that are worth a lot, but that one again is like $5.
$5. $5.
Come on.
Called.
I just had to give everyone the polite, I'm so sorry we can't get to
I
everyone.
know.
I know.
The lines were packed. We lit it up. But chime in at Covino and Rich if you want to share your Super Bowl memories. We appreciate it. At Covino and Rich on social media, at Fox Sports Radio. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Show sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and NBA. And right now, use promo code CRSHOW to claim your special offers at DraftKings. Again, promo code CRSHOW at DraftKings. The crown is yours.
And your next success can begin sooner than you think. Apply now and save with no application through February 11th. University of Maryland Global Campus. This new year, put your goals within reach at an accredited state university. Learn more at umgc.edu. Now, I do have to give a shout-out to Scott that was on the hold, Danny. Did you hear his story? He has an attorney friend who is a Peyton Manning fan, and he was a Bears fan. The Super Bowl we mentioned a few times, Bears Colts.
Yeah.
He legally changed his name to Peyton Manning. He took the bet, and his buddy's like, no, I'm making you do it. He since changed it back, but he had to, at one point, legally change his name to Peyton Manning.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that game, it's time for Danny G to announce the winner because we're about to do some CNR show and tell.
That's right. Can I get a drum roll? Oh, yeah. That's my belly. That's my belly. And thank you to everybody in our YouTube channel chat today. It's been off the hook. I'm going to go with Nature Boy 32. His comment was, that's got to be a Flava Flav clock pre-digital.
And he'd be right.
You know what's so funny? He's right. One of our show and tell items, 2005. The first year we did our show together, Flava Flav was in our studio, and we saw him again years later, Danny, with you at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. He came on the show with us.
Flava Flav, Public Enemy. We just had a random crappy clock in the studio, and he's like, let me sign it. So I said, yeah, go ahead. And I found it in a box of memories the other day.
I thought that was an Eagles clock.
I figured I'd bring it in, a Flava Flav signed clock.
All right, and I do want to mention what I brought in. We brought up this game several times today. I'm sorry to the Bears fans. Super Bowl 41, 2007, Miami. We were out there broadcasting, covering the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Colts over the Bears, 29-17. Peyton Manning,
MVP. In the rain.
But guess what, guys? As we were covering all the parties and festivities leading up to the game, we interviewed so many cool people.
And you had them all sign that ball?
And I had them all sign the official ball,
I see
right?
Dan Marino.
Hold on. I was leading up to it.
Oh.
Sean Alexander.
Hold on.
Chad Johnson. Chris Carter. Devin Hester, who had a game, man.
Yep.
He ran one back.
Wow.
Alex Smith. Young Alex Smith. Jerry Rice. And Dan Marino, dude. All on the same ball. And so many other people I just haven't even mentioned. But we interviewed so many cool people. I got so many cool autographs, and I got to hear. It meant a lot back in 07.
That's worth some money. Let me hold that.
Yeah.
And I brought
Take it to my car.
I brought one other fun piece. I keep this in my office every day. And we do trivia with him every week, but I have my Mike Tyson Too Rich Mike Tyson boxing glove. I thought that was a cool item to share.
You can't get better than Mike Tyson on a glove or Jerry Rice and Dan Marino on a football.
Or Flavor Flav on a clock.
Yeah, or Flavor Flav. I mean, on a clock.
And to end the show, Spot, can you flash that picture of me with the 49ers fan that jinxed me? I sent it to you. The 49er fan that jinxed me when they were losing.
So more reason to watch us on YouTube, Covino and Rich FSR. Check it out. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, arrivederci, baby. Bye.